Okay, so this is the last thing that we're going to make together, which is a smoke blend, which I used raspberry leaf, melissa, lemon balm, thyme, lavender, which I'm getting from I Will a Remedy, which is an Afro-owned apothecary, and rosal. And so this is equal parts raspberry and lemon balm, raspberry leaf and lemon balm. And then okay, so if it let's say there's 3 parts, right? One's raspberry, one's lemon balm, and the last part is the 3. It's the rose petals, thyme, and lavender. So that's what I usually do. Have those 3 piles equal 1 pile of lemon balm and raspberry. So I usually start with lemon balm or raspberry, whichever I have less of, so that I can understand where we're at. And I'm going to use all of it. There's 2 orders from my friends, and then 1 for me, and then I like to have 1 for the future. And I'm using this big red bucket. It gives me more volume. And if I'm thinking I'm making it for like 4 servings, the 1 part lemon balm would tell me about, these would be like 3 servings, right? So thinking about it like that, the 3 parts was a serving. So making them a little bit heavier than 1 serving. Oh, and then this also happened. So my friend harvested this lemon balm and it's still kind of on the stick. So to make a smokable, I'm gonna have to pull those things off. I usually put them somewhere together. Okay, so this will be serving and a half. And the more you learn about herbs, you'll find, you know, something that doesn't belong, because plants grow together. When this is the stem of the lemon balm, which is more likely to happen when you're doing your own harvesting. This is a nettle from a pine tree, which as long as you take them out, ain't no thing. Doesn't matter when you take them out. Okay, so that's looking like a heavy pile to me. So I love that I've got a little melissa left over. I like to have a little bit left over. I don't really like to use all of my herbs at once. Because usually right when I use all of it, there's something where I'm like, oh, I need this. And usually to acquire it, you gotta get more than you need. So that's just something I do. Try to keep a little left over. And even if I do need to get more, I can still start an infusion with the little bit that I have. And then add to it. Okay, so I'm getting out these melissa stems. I wasn't thinking, I hadn't looked in the bag yet, I guess. Or I made the tea, and you know, stems aren't such a big deal in tea. I'm finding if there's anyone else that doesn't belong. So then you're left with like a leafy pile that I'm gonna squish up a bit. Kind of, so it's just ready to smoke. That's what you're looking for in this. Something that can be rolled up in a leaf or type. This is grass. And as you get more familiar with plants, they'll feel and smell different, look different, whatever sense you're tapped into with the plant. So this is giving off a great lemony mint smell. Okay. Right, and is a little bit labor intensive. So next time you buy herbs from the store and they're all just perfectly ready to use, remember this process, and remember that you can be part of the process and process your own herbs and work with more whole herbs like we do with whole foods. Like, I can tell a lot of plants by their leaves, their flowers, their seeds, when they're attached and unattached. Some stems, I can tell the plants. So just getting to know the plant and taking those moments to get to know the plant. Like any relationship, it takes work, it takes showing up. It's gonna evolve. My relationship with plants has definitely evolved from just wanting to have autonomy to growing annual food or barely growing annual food to, I guess, perennial plants and learning about wild foraging and working more with the perennials that sometimes are more medicinal, like annuals can be more edible. And now I'm working more with plants for fiber and pigments, which is really exciting, and rematriation, just bringing seeds back to their ancestral lands and people. I've done some remediation with seeds, and you know, I'm definitely all about supporting the planet, supporting themselves while we, you know, destroy it. A few more big ones. So with these stems, I can make a tea, or sometimes I make an ointment with oil. I can make a tincture. Just kind of think of ways to reuse. I know some people who like put it in their candles, and this one's really nice smelling. I might do that. I've got some beeswax on the way from a beeswax farmer, a small beeswax farmer. Are they a beeswax farmer? Bee farmer? I don't know. I don't know how they self-identify. Okay, this is feeling smokable. Oops, almost. Right, making sure you get down to the bottom. And that's the one thing. The more you make, the more you're sifting. And so thinking about contacting those box stores to get some herbs starts to seem very convenient. But remembering that convenience domesticates us, takes us out of balance with nature, takes us out of balance with our natural rhythms. Okay. And, you know, when I'm smoking, sometimes there's still a stem, and you just take it out and keep on going. And I use the smoke blend helping me smoke less marijuana, also have more calm in my body. I use, most of these plants I'm using are, maybe not all of them, but they have nervine properties and calming properties, grounding properties. which I need in everything I do. There's like rose in pretty much everything I do. I have a very like inflamed body, so rose is a anti-inflammatory, and so just constantly trying to remedy that for my body, because inflammation actually causes a whole bunch of health things. Okay, and being part of this community, you get first dibs. Like, I'm not working with those teas anymore, any herbs that I no longer need to make a remedy with, I give through Artistic Apothecary, and all you people on Patreon in the Thrive Together mindfulness community have first dibs on that spiritual care package. So that's also kind of a little perk, but it's also gonna be available to everyone who kind of know about it first and can act on that if you choose. Okay, so sometimes I put it somewhere else, but all these stems I'm just gonna put back in with the lemon balm that we're not using. Bonnie. Okay. Okay, so that kind of took longer than I ever imagined. A little trouble opening this bag. So this is the raspberry, which is equal parts to the lemon balm. So just put them right up next to each other. Right, there's all kinds of little things in here. Right, and this is box store bought. So things going on no matter what. So these are equal parts, but then there is some stem. It looked like they kind of just stuck this in like a wood chipper, so, or a little chipper, a blender. So the same process of taking these out. And now that I have the Melissa and things in here, everything that I take out will just go in my teacup because it's kind of mixed up now. So I have these two piles of lemon balm and raspberry leaf. So then the thyme, also gotten from a box store. These rose petals from my friend's garden, and then the lavender from the Afro-owned Apothecary, which I think they have a farm. So then this all equals one part, like the lemon balm and the raspberry. So I just line them up. I think I like the most rosemary and the least thyme. And so these are usually just flavoring, smokable flavors. That's not. Oh, yes. Oh. And I love certain things that aren't, I feel like box store rose petals I don't like smoking. I prefer garden, someone I know. That's the dog barking, if you can hear. Needing a little attention. The family's a little bit scattered right now, and he's like, somebody. Mai. Okay. Like I was saying, I don't like using all my herbs. I'm like, oh, I want to use all these because they're so great. So the most rose, which I'm going to save a little. Like I said, I got myself some flowers and there are roses in there. They are commercial box. Okay, I'm going to save just a little. Okay, so then I just mix it all together, separate it out into some bags, and that's how you have it, a smoke blend. And thanks for doing this with me. So this is a 3-part 5-herb blend, but there's all kinds of herbs that you can smoke. Let me give you a little list here. Have my first aid to base adversity. It has smokable herbs: thyme, mullein, lemon balm, catnip, lavender, rose, flowers, raspberry leaf, valerian, chamomile, wild lettuce, damiana, crone's wort, is mugwort, osha leaf, yerba santa, dogwood, violet leaf. I have a lot of violet right now. Or did I? I think that's the past. And California poppy, amapola. So, yeah, do some experimenting, have some fun. So thank you so much for joining us. As always, we value you, and we are really full of excitement to journey with you in 2022. Catch you on Patreon.